Bayes syndrome is A. Third degree interatrial block with paroxysmal supraventricular arrhythmias. B. Pre-test probability is proportional to post-test probability in treadmill test. C. Syncope in complete heart block. D. None of the above. Correct answer A. Third degree interatrial block with paroxysmal supraventricular arrhythmias. Various degrees of interatrial blocks are identified as follows. First degree interatrial block, P wave duration more than 120 milliseconds. Third degree interatrial block, longer P wave duration with biphasic P waves in inferior leads. Second degree interatrial block, these abnormalities are seen transiently in same ECG, atrial aberrancy. It may be noted that these abnormalities may occur with or without associated atrial enlargement detectable by imaging modalities. Here are a couple of journal references. Wrong statement about ventricular tachycardia. A. Majority of cases have no associated structural heart disease. B. Ventricular tachycardia is a major cause of sudden cardiac death. C. Ablation of ventricular tachycardia is useful in reducing ICD shocks. D. Implantable defibrillators are necessary in those with high risk of sudden death. Correct answer A. Majority of cases have no associated structural heart disease. Vast majority of ventricular tachycardias occur in those with structural heart disease. This is due to myocardial scars which cause re-entrant circuits. Cardiology MCQ on vena contracta. Pick the wrong statement about vena contracta. A. Measurement of the vena contracta is one of the methods for quantification of mitral regurgitation. B. Vena contracta is the narrowest region of the neck of the mitral regurgitation flow at the regurgitant orifice. C. Width of vena contracta will correspond to the diameter of the effective regurgitant orifice. D. Vena contracta is measured in a view with ultrasound beam parallel to the flow. Correct answer D. Vena contracta is measured in a view with the ultrasound beam parallel to the flow. Vena contracta is measured in a view with the ultrasound beam perpendicular to the flow. Parasternal long axis view is used for measurement in case of mitral regurgitation. In that view, the ultrasound beam is perpendicular to the mitral regurgitation flow. In certain eccentric mitral regurgitation jets, it may be measured well in the apical four-chamber view. It may be noted that guidelines of American Society of Echocardiography and European Association of Echocardiography suggest that color Doppler jet assessment should be used only for the diagnosis of mitral regurgitation and not for exact quantification. This is because the color Doppler jet method is not excellent for quantification, though it will not be erroneous at both extremes in the trivial and severe situations. A zoomed image visualizing the proximal flow convergence, the vena contracta, and the downstream flow jet is needed for the measurement. Cardiology MCQ on ulinastatin. Ulinastatin is a urinary trypsin inhibitor, B. HMG-CoA reductase inhibitor, C. Lipid lowering agent, D. None of the above. Correct answer A. Urinary trypsin inhibitor. Higher plasma levels of neutrophil elastase and markedly activated neutrophils have been associated with poor response to intravenous immunoglobulin IVIG and coronary artery lesions in Kawasaki disease. Ulinastatin, a urinary trypsin inhibitor, has been used as a suppressor of neutrophils. A retrospective study by Kana et al. Evaluated the benefits of this drug in Kawasaki disease. They could identify 369 patients who were treated with a combination of ulinestatin, intravenous immunoglobulin, and aspirin. 1,178 patients who were treated with IVIG and aspirin served as the control group. They found that those treated with ulinestatin had lower rates of coronary artery lesions. The drug has been tried in other conditions like pancreatitis, multi-organ dysfunction syndrome, sepsis, and postoperative cognitive dysfunction. It is considered as an immunomodulation in some of these conditions. Its anti-inflammatory effects are dependent on inhibition of neutrophil-derived elastase, tumor necrosis factor alpha, pro-inflammatory cytokines, and interleukins. It can also suppress activation of macrophages and platelets. The medication has been approved in Japan. Clinical trials are progressing across the globe. Use in Kawasaki disease at present can be considered as an off-label use. Systemic right ventricle can be seen in all of the following except A. Corrected transposition of great arteries. B. Following arterial switch operation for complete transposition of great arteries. C. Double inlet right ventricle. D. Following Norwood operation for hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Which is the potassium channel suppressed in hypokalemia? A. IKR, rapid component of delayed rectifier potassium current. B. ITO, transient outward potassium current. C. IKS, slow component of delayed rectifier potassium current. D. None of the above. Correct answer A. IKR, rapid component of delayed rectifier potassium current. Prolongation of action potential duration in hypokalemia is due to inhibition of the outward potassium current. IKR, the rapid component of the delayed rectifier potassium current, is markedly suppressed in hypokalemia. There is rapid inactivation of IKR during repolarization. Downregulation of IKR occurs in chronic hypokalemia. In addition, chronic hypokalemia causes internalization of IKR channels, reducing their surface density on the plasma membrane. Prolongation of action potential duration with hypokalemia increases the chance of ventricular arrhythmias by potentiating after depolarization. When the after depolarizations reach a threshold value, they trigger a ventricular ectopic beat, which can induce sustained ventricular arrhythmias in this setting. Short and effective refractory period is another reason for arrhythmias in hypokalemia. Even though the action potential duration is prolonged in hypokalemia, there is no corresponding lengthening of refractory period. This predisposes to perpetuation of arrhythmia induced by the after depolarizations. Cardiology MCQ, door in, door out time, DIDO for STEMI. Recommended door in door out DIDO time in ST elevation myocardial infarction STEMI presenting to non-PCI center. A. Less than 30 minutes. B. Less than 60 minutes. C. Less than 90 minutes. D. Less than 120 minutes. Correct answer A. Less than 30 minutes. Door in door out time is applicable when a person presents with ST elevation myocardial infarction to a center which does not have the facility to perform primary angioplasty. Primary angioplasty being the best option to open up the infarct related coronary artery, it has to be done at the earliest. So, time should not be lost by undue observation at non-PCI, percutaneous coronary intervention capable centers. When the person presents to the emergency department in such a center with symptoms suggestive of acute coronary syndrome, an ECG should be taken and interpreted within 10 minutes. If STEMI is diagnostic, PCI capable center should be contacted and the cath lab there alerted. Patient should be transferred to the PCI capable center so that the sum total of transfer time and time to open up the vessel at the PCI capable center should be less than 120 minutes. If this target is not achievable, door in door out time does not come into play and thrombolytic therapy should be administered if not contraindicated from the initial center itself. Later transfer may be considered for PCI between 3 hours to 24 hours in thrombolyzed persons. Transfer will be considered in failed thrombolysis as well. Cardiology MCQ on domino heart transplantation. Domino heart transplantation is A. Living donor heart transplantation. B. Donor undergoes heart-lung transplantation. C. Both A and B. D. Neither A nor B. Correct answer C. Both A and B. In domino heart transplantation, the donor receives heart-lung transplantation. The excised heart is transplanted to another recipient so that the donor for recipient of domino heart transplantation is alive, unlike the conventional donor who is brain dead. In one report of 10 cases of domino heart transplantation, 1 year survival of donor was 60%, while that of recipient was 90%. It is worthwhile noting that donors had terminal cardiomyopathy, mostly primary pulmonary hypertension, 1 case of Eisenmenger syndrome, and 1 each of cystic fibrosis, bronchiectasis, and bronchiolitis obliterans, while recipients had either ischemic heart disease, cardiomyopathy, or valvular heart disease. Cardiology MCQ on dietary sodium intake. Gold standard for assessing dietary sodium intake is A. Dietary recall, B. 24-hour urine electrolyte estimation, C. Spot urine electrolyte measurement, D. None of the above. Correct answer B. 24-hour urine electrolyte estimation. 24-hour dietary recalls may underestimate sodium intake by 4 to 34% and overestimate potassium intake by up to 16%. Unlike dietary recalls, self-reported dietary intake data, urinary sodium excretion does not depend on accuracy of self-report or food composition tables, which may be inaccurate for different varieties of food. Generally, 90 to 95% of ingested sodium is excreted in urine. Added errors in dietary recall methods include salt added at the table, non-food sources like supplements, medications, and tap water. In case of potassium, 77 to 90% of consumption is excreted in urine. Here is an important journal reference. In dextrotransposition of great arteries DTGA, there is A. Atrioventricular concordance and ventricular arterial discordance, B. Ventricular arterial concordance and atrioventricular discordance, C. Atrioventricular concordance and ventricular arterial concordance, D. Atrioventricular discordance and ventricular arterial discordance. Correct answer A. Atrioventricular concordance and ventricular arterial discordance. DTGA is one of the most important congenital heart diseases which present with central cyanosis on first day of life. Usually it is called just TGA, though the exact short form should be DTGA. Clinical findings other than cyanosis are minimal in TGA without associated lesions. Mixing at the atrial level through a patent foramen ovale or at the great artery level with a patent ductus arteriosus are two important life-sustaining obligatory shunts in TGA. Of the two, better mixing occurs at the atrial level, so that enlarging the atrial septal defect by balloon atrial septostomy is one of the emergency life-saving procedures done in the neonatal period in TGA with severe systemic desaturation and acidosis. More definitive procedure of arterial switch or Jejuni operation has to be undertaken early in the neonatal period as a follow-up procedure. If the early time window is missed, an atrial-based repair like mustard operation can be considered. Atrioventricular concordance means right atrium connects with right ventricle and left atrium drains to left ventricle. Ventricular arterial discordance means that right ventricle ejects blood into aorta and left ventricle ejects blood into pulmonary artery. So in TGA, the systemic and pulmonary circulations are in parallel rather than in series. Hence, there will be no oxygenation of systemic venous return unless there is a mixing shunt at some level. Bromocriptine has been shown to be useful in multiple other conditions except A. Peripartum cardiomyopathy, B. Suppression of lactation, C. Peripheral arterial disease, D. Type 2 diabetes mellitus. Correct answer C. Peripheral arterial disease. Bromocriptine is used for suppression of lactation and in the treatment of Parkinsonism. It has been shown to be useful in type 2 diabetes mellitus as well. Recent studies have shown its benefit in peripartum cardiomyopathy. Being an ergot derivative, one of the adverse effects noted in the study was peripheral arterial occlusion. 16 kilodalton prolactin subunit has been shown to produce endothelial dysfunction and cardiac muscle cell dysfunction in experimental studies. Prolactin can promote inflammation in peripartum cardiomyopathy. Inhibition of prolactin release with bromocriptine, dopamine D2 receptor agonist, may prevent onset of peripartum cardiomyopathy. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel for future updates and click on the bell icon for all updates. Thank you.